So we have two speakers, Luisa Cortes. She has been the head of the Microscopy Center of Coimbra at the Center for Neuroscience and Cell Biology since 2007. Luisa is strongly invested in knowledge sharing and teaching, for example, contribution to the Erasmus Plus project InnoCore to develop a curriculum on core technologies integrated with innovative practices for knowledge transfer, entrepreneurship and innovation management in the biotech sector. And she will present together with Renate Burgemeister, who is the senior manager at the ZEISS Labs at Location program, having played a key role in the setup and development since 2012. She works closely with people at the currently, I think, 38 imaging centers in the program to develop their training offer to the community of ZEISS customers and much more, as she will show in her presentation.
Okay, thank you, Claudia. And I would like to start by thanking you, Claudia, and Euro-BioImaging for the invitation to be here with you today and by sharing what I think are the benefits of being part of the Lab at Location program from ZEISS since 2014. And I will do this presentation, as you said, with Renate from ZEISS. So I think the attendees can have both sides of this interaction, that I think it's quite nice. And as you said, my name is Luisa Cortes, and I'm the head of the microscopy facility at the Center for Neuroscience and Cell Biology in Coimbra. And for those that don't know where is Coimbra, so Coimbra is located in the center of Portugal, quite equally distanced from Lisbon and Porto, and it's a very nice city. And university is one of the oldest in Europe, so I quite invite you to visit us. It's a nice place. And talking about the CNC, the Center for Neuroscience and Cell Biology. So basically the center has three main research areas: the biotechnology, metabolism, aging and disease, and neuroscience and disease. And it's located basically in two places, one at university, and some groups that are more related with biotechnology are in a technological park in Cantanhede, that is a close by city in the Biocant Park. And so the research done at CNC is truly supported by some scientific platforms. Of course, the microscopy platform is one of them. And most of these research scientific platforms are also engaged in not only the national roadmap for research infrastructures, but also in European research infrastructures. And in our case, the microscopy, so we are part of the PPBI, the Portuguese platform for bioimaging, which is a node of the Euro-BioImaging. It will make now 1 year more or less in December, I think. So just to give you an overview, what is our facility? So it's not a huge facility, as you can see. So we start, as Claudia mentioned, in 2007, when I started also in the facility. And we have been growing since then. We have now more than 150 users with some high-end systems available. And we are 3 staff members in the facility to support the research done. And the main goal of our facility basically is, of course, to provide users with training in light microscopy and helping them in experiment design and image analysis, but also we are quite engaged in the education. So we organize many advanced microscopy courses and workshops so they can learn more even with systems that we don't have available, but they can benefit because we are in these networkings, not only in the PPBI, as I said, but also in Euro-BioImaging. And because I think it's really important, this being part of this network is where we take most of our we can grow more and we can teach more to our users. So it was really great when I was invited by ZEISS to be part at the Lab at Location program back in 2014. And maybe now I can pass to Renate so she can present you the program, and then I'll come back and tell you how I benefit from it. Renate?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Now, yes, Luisa was the number 4 of now 33 Labs at Location partners in Europe. And now let me tell in a few words what Labs at Location stands for. Next slide, please. Now, ZEISS operates customer centers all over the world, and where ZEISS microscopes are presented and demonstrated by well-trained personnel. But, next slide, please.
Oops, sorry.
Yes, but it may happen that in sometimes customer centers cannot help. And this may be that the requested system is not available at the customer center, or maybe that the requested device is booked out for a longer period of time. The configuration in demand is not available, or that a specific application is asked for that cannot be shown, or the laboratory environment is not suitable. That means maybe you have to have a safety level 2 laboratory and you only have a safety level 1. Or a customer wants to get in direct contact with an experienced user, or sometimes it's also the case that the customer cannot or would not like to travel far. Now, in this case, when the customer centers are not able to help, Labs at Location comes into play. And Labs at Location, ZEISS builds a network of reference customers. The name of them is Labs at Location Partners, and we collaborate with these partners in different ways. Now, first is that these partners are willing to welcome potential ZEISS customers to talk about their microscope system or their particular application. Next, Luisa, please. Or they allow us to use their microscope system for a demonstration. Next. Or is it the case with Luisa? They have a very specific and unique know-how in sample preparation. Or they develop workflow packages with us or for us. Or they give expert lectures at meetings and conferences. Or they are willing to prepare application notes for us. Or they allow us to use their facility for a training or a workshop. And next, Luisa. I can't see that now. I'm missing your photo, Luisa.
But this there.
This there, I can see it because there are some pictures on that. And our Labs at Location partner, Luisa, is more than helpful in some ways here. Now you can do, thank you. Now, the question is, what are the benefits for ZEISS? And I think the benefits are really obvious. That means ZEISS is flexible to manage overload in the customer centers, and ZEISS has reference customers at hand who can be relied on quickly and efficiently. And I think this is the most important question here. This is really more important than the ZEISS benefits. What do our customers get out of these programs? Now, first of all, they are part of the Labs at Location community. That means they have access to other technologies they don't have in their own lab, and they get space on our ZEISS internet pages to show what they are working. That means showing their scientific work. These are the Labs at Location partners in Europe, now in October, and the networking idea between these partners, this is the most important aspect among the Labs at Location partners, as they always affirm to me, and also Luisa already showed before. Next benefit is if a relevant demonstration is planned at a Labs at Location Partners Institute, we send over a service technician before the relevant demo to do a checkup, only a small checkup that the microscope is working very well and that everything is clean and tidy. And the networking aspect I already told you, is really an important thing here. And since all the labs and location partners need to know each other in order to do a meaningful networking, this community meets every 2 years in person. And this labs and location partner events are really well known and everybody loves them. But next slide, please. Unfortunately, the last meeting was canceled due to Corona. And but we hope that we will be able to make up for it soon. And this is Luisa. This is Luisa participating the last partner event. We hope to have it next year for the first labs and location partner event. And another benefit is that our labs and location partners receive compensation points for their achievements. They get a regular account statement to show the amount of points collected, and we have a very easy redeeming process. So that was the ZEISS Labs and Location program really in a nutshell. And now I would like to hand over again to Luisa.
Thank you, Renata. So just to finalize, so I can give you some overviews what have been the activities that we have been doing together. And some of the activities that I like most are the microscopy workshops and courses, as I have the support from ZEISS, not only to have the experts here to talk with students and give them the demos, but also to have some new equipment that ZEISS is releasing. And so I can show to the students new technologies that are being released in the market, which is quite nice. And so some of these courses, we do it annually for more than 10 years. And they are quite engaging in the community. And so they are open to not only the Portuguese community, but also, for instance, Spain is also coming for these courses. Another thing, and because CNC has a strong engagement with outreach activities, of course, microscopy is one of the facilities that is always asked to be part of them. And in fact, ZEISS has been supporting us not only for giving us some equipment for the European Researchers' Night, but also for our microscopy image contest. And one of the things that we enjoy doing was this microscience photo gallery that was seen in a science center in Coimbra, where the kids could play around with the pictures and make their own story. And they had then a book that explained what were those pictures. And it was really fun to see how they interact with the images. And finally, as Renata also mentioned, so we are normally very supportive in preparing samples and deliver them to ZEISS, not only for their demos, but also to set new image pipelines and also to test new features in the systems, or even new systems they want to release. And so basically, this is what we had to say, and we would like to thank you for your attention. And just to finalize, I think this is a really win-to-win interaction, and it should be like that. Both of us should benefit from the interaction, and I think in the end, it's what is happening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Luisa and Renate, for this nice presentation and on the Labs and Location program. I have a question here in the chat from Arina, which is who is asking, when you're running the Labs and Location program for training, can users at those local places implement into the demos using their samples in such a way what is useful for their projects? I guess what that means is, do they bring their own setup? Can they also already run maybe like a pilot experiment with their own samples and set up?
Yes, I think we already had a training like this, and this is the best benefit for the labs, for the customers at Labs Education partner side, because there is this experienced staff as the Labs Education partner, and they can bring their own samples. Yes, and they will be worked on, but everything has to plan very professionally, so that also at the Labs Education Partners Institute, the samples have to be safe and things like this. But yes, the answer is yes, you can bring your own samples for a training.
Thank you very much, Renate. Are there any other questions from the audience? Can students participate in microscope beta tests via this program?
Beta tests is not part of Labs Education program. We are doing beta tests at another departments at ZEISS, but not within Labs Education.
Okay, thanks for clarifying. There's another question in the Q&As, which is, how do you see this collaboration evolving? How will it look like in 5 years from now?
We are just excuse me. Oh, no,
No,
Luisa.
no, go ahead.
No, go ahead, you.
So in fact, so we are growing in our collaboration. So in fact, we not only have these interactions through the workshops and courses, but also since I've been involved in some of the training programs in Europe, I have been having the support from ZEISS also for these courses in a more European level, which has been great. And so I hope to keep this relation in terms of supportive inside and outside of the institute. Renate, if you want to add something.
No, I just wanted to tell you that we are working on Labs Education 2.0. That means we are also developing forward the Labs Education program itself. But this will be rolled out not before next year in June.
Okay, thank you. We have one more question before we move on to the next speaker, and that is pertaining to the responsibility for the organization of the courses. So who is managing the participants and developing the content and so on? Is this ZEISS? Is that the reference customer, or do you do this jointly? I guess this is also a question of how much support does the facility get in running these courses professionally?
Yeah, so so I handle the participants, and for the program, it's more or less a chair. So I don't have the pressure of inviting someone. I decide who I want to be engaged in the course. Of course, I speak with ZEISS in terms of what makes sense in the overall program, and I have the support related to sending the equipment, and all the travels from the experts are, I don't interfere with that. I don't need to take care of that. And so basically I just need to set the course in the institute in terms of participants, and the rest is more or less together.
Okay, thank you very much, Lisa. We move on to our next speaker,